Tonight, we're going to uncover the 40 explosive proofs that could shatter the official story behind Chinese actor Yu Menglong's mysterious death. Authorities said it was a tragic fall, a simple case of alcohol, a slippery balcony, and bad luck. But what if that's the lie the world was told to cover something much darker? In this video, we've gathered leaked audio, insider testimonies, security footage descriptions, and hidden medical reports that point to one shocking truth: Yu Menglong's death was no accident. Stay with us till the end, because what you're about to see will change everything you thought you knew. And by the time we reach the final proof, you'll understand why so many insiders are terrified to speak out. It was past midnight when Yu Menglong was last seen alive. CCTV footage from the luxury apartment complex in Beijing shows him stepping out of an elevator, slightly unsteady, holding a phone, and whispering something that experts later identified as, "They know. It's over." Moments later, the cameras in the hallway cut out for exactly 47 seconds. When they came back on, Menglong was gone, only his jacket remained hanging on the balcony rail. The official report claims he fell. But when forensic analysts later examined the footage frame by frame, they found the balcony door had already been opened before he arrived. Someone was waiting there. A neighbor on the 18th floor told investigators she heard a struggle, a loud crash, a man shouting, and glass breaking. Yet none of that was mentioned in the final police statement. When that same neighbor tried to post her account online, her post disappeared within minutes. Her Weibo account permanently suspended. Coincidence? Or controlled silence? Police claimed Yu Menglong had been drinking heavily before the fall. But according to bar staff at the event he attended that night, Menglong barely touched his glass. Instead, another man at his table, described as wearing a black cap and leather jacket, ordered multiple bottles under Menglong's name and kept refilling his cup. Toxicology reports showed traces of a sedative mixed with alcohol, one that induces dizziness and loss of coordination within 20 minutes. So was Menglong really drunk, or drugged? The security guard assigned to Yu Menglong's building that night vanished 2 days after the incident. His family told reporters he left for a new job in Shenzhen, but his phone location remained active in Beijing for another week. When journalists tried to trace him, his social media was wiped clean: no photos, no messages, no digital trail. Proof number 5, someone wanted the guards gone before questions began. 2 months later, a voice note surfaced online. In it, a man can be heard saying, "He's talking too much about the production. If he leaks it, we're all finished." The file was traced back to a private group chat connected to a film project Menglong was working on, a project rumored to expose illegal offshore accounts tied to a major entertainment corporation. And yes, that corporation reportedly lost over $2.1 billion in market value just weeks after Menglong's death. In an emotional message, Menglong's former assistant confessed. "He told me he was being watched. He said, if something happens to me, it won't be an accident." He wanted to record everything, but his phone was taken from him 2 days before the fall. She later retracted her statement after a visit from officials. But fans archived the video before it disappeared. Proof number 12, the assistant knew more than she was allowed to say. A confidential source from Beijing's medical examiner's office leaked a copy of the preliminary autopsy. It revealed defensive wounds, bruises on the wrists and a small cut behind the ear, consistent with blunt force trauma. But the final public report removed all mentions of those injuries. Proof number 17, the body told a story that someone erased. At exactly 12:43 a.m., a shadow moved past the hallway's motion sensor camera, roughly the height of an adult male, dressed in dark clothing. Experts confirmed it was not Yu Menglong. What's stranger? The timestamp was digitally altered, suggesting tampering after the footage was copied. Proof number 21, the building's security data was manipulated. 3 days before his death, Menglong was overheard arguing on set with a man referred to only as GAO. Crew members reported hearing Menglong say, "I won't cover for you anymore." That same day, he received an anonymous message that read, "Don't go against the company." Proof number 24, the threats began before their accident. Investigators noted Menglong's laptop and external hard drive were missing from his apartment. According to his assistant, those drives contained recordings, contracts, and evidence of production fraud involving multiple investors. When the police searched his home, they claimed no such devices existed. But friends confirmed seeing them just 2 days earlier. Proof number 28, evidence was deliberately removed. Experts analyzed the balcony structure and concluded it could withstand up to 300 kilograms of pressure. Menglong's weight was far below that limit. The only way he could have fallen was if he was pushed or the latch was forced open. Yet the latch was replaced before investigators arrived by building management. Proof number 31, the scene was altered before inspection. One anonymous text message surfaced weeks later, sent from a burner phone to a journalist. He didn't fall. Check the elevator log between 12:30 to 12:40. The name is in there. When the logs were requested, they were missing for that time frame. Proof number 34, the digital records disappeared, but the warning didn't. Months after the case was closed, 3 blurred images circulated online allegedly from the private morgue files. Forensic specialists noted a ligature mark under Menglong's jawline inconsistent with a fall, but consistent with asphyxiation or restraint. Proof number 36, his final moments may have been controlled. According to 2 entertainment insiders, after Menglong's death, several executives from Mango Media and another major agency were quietly relocated abroad. One of them, in an encrypted chat leak, said, "They should have just silenced the film, not the boy." Proof number 38, internal panic followed his death, not mourning. A delivery driver claimed he saw 2 men in black suits leaving the building minutes before police arrived. When reporters tried to verify his statement, he retracted it, saying, "I saw nothing." 2 weeks later, his account went inactive. Proof number 39, every voice that spoke was silenced. The final and most chilling proof came from a recovered text message sent from Yu Menglong's phone at 12:28 a.m., just minutes before the fall. It read, "If I don't make it, tell them it wasn't me. Tell them to check the balcony camera. It's already happening." The text was never delivered. Authorities claim it was a network glitch. But experts later discovered the phone was manually turned off at 12:29 a.m. Proof number 40, he knew he was in danger and tried to warn us. Since the case was closed, countless fan pages, independent reporters, and even former crew members have gone quiet. Posts vanish overnight. Accounts are locked. People pretend not to remember. But the pattern is unmistakable, 40 fragments of evidence all pointing to one inescapable truth. Yu Menglong didn't fall. He was pushed, figuratively or literally, into silence. Weeks after his death, Mango Media's stock price dropped by $2.1 billion in market value. Insiders whispered that the company's executives were being investigated for irregular transactions. The same week, Menglong's unreleased film, rumored to contain real political undertones, was permanently shelved. Proof that his voice wasn't just silenced physically, but professionally erased. Online, fans refuse to believe the official story. They've started compiling their own archives, photos, messages, timestamps, even 3D renderings of the apartment. Hashtags like #JusticeForMenglong and #TheFall setup trend regularly before being swiftly removed. Yet every deletion only fuels more curiosity. Because people don't forget, not when something feels this wrong. In the end, what do these 40 proofs show us? They show that beneath the official silence, there's a network of manipulation, fear, and erasure. That a man who smiled for millions may have died for refusing to stay quiet. They show us that truth is fragile, but it still leaves fingerprints. And those fingerprints are everywhere, if you dare to look close enough. So now the question is, what do you believe? Was Yu Menglong's death really just a fatal fall caused by alcohol, or was it something far more sinister? The night air was thick with rain. Streetlights shimmered off the wet pavement outside Yu Menglong's high-rise, their reflections quivering like ghosts in a mirror. Inside the lobby, the faint hum of an elevator rose from the basement, the last documented moment before everything went wrong. At exactly 12:32 a.m., the elevator doors slid open on the 18th floor. Yu Menglong stepped out, a shadow of calm over quiet fear. His white shirt clung to him slightly, humidity and tension mixed on his skin. He checked his phone once, hesitated, and whispered something under his breath that the CCTV mic barely caught. They know. Seconds later, the power flickered. Every camera in the hallway glitched for 47 seconds. 47 seconds that changed everything. When the footage resumed, Yu Menglong was gone. Only his jacket remained, perfectly folded on the balcony railing as if staged for someone to find. The police called it a drunken fall. But every frame, every whisper, every missing second screamed otherwise. Investigators later noticed something eerie about that hallway footage. Before the blackout, a reflection appeared on the elevator's metal surface, a dark silhouette standing several meters behind Yu Menglong. The reflection was faint, almost invisible, but its outline was unmistakable. Someone else was there. Sound analysis of the surviving audio revealed two sets of footsteps, not one. One calm, steady. The other heavier, deliberate, trailing him by a few seconds. Forensic experts confirmed the timestamp anomaly. The blackout wasn't random. The power grid logs showed a manual override triggered from the control room. Someone cut the feed intentionally. But who? And why, in that exact minute? The neighbor across the hall, an elderly woman known simply as Aunt Lin, told a reporter she heard a man's voice followed by a sudden crash. Then, silence. It was like someone was pushed against the glass, she said. Then the sound stopped, like air leaving a room. Her statement never appeared in the final report. Within days, her account was wiped from every news outlet. She later told a friend, "They told me to forget what I heard. That it would be safer." That one phrase, "it would be safer," became the pulse of suspicion among fans worldwide. When Yu Menglong left the wrap-up dinner earlier that night, bar staff remembered him drinking very little. Witnesses said he joked about staying clean for the next shoot. But one man, described as wearing a black cap and leather jacket, kept ordering under Yu's tab, refilling his glass even after Yu had walked away. The bottle was later retrieved from the table. Inside, forensics found traces of a sedative compound not found in any standard beverage. The chemical induces drowsiness and imbalance, the perfect setup for a fall. The restaurant's internal cameras caught the man in the cap leaving 2 minutes after Yu Menglong. His face was never identified. His payment card, registered to a shell company that shut down the following morning. Coincidence? Or calculated choreography? Every building has eyes, and that night, those eyes blinked. The security guard assigned to monitor the CCTV feed suddenly left for a smoke break at the same moment the hallway went dark. But his timecard records show he never clocked back in. When investigators returned to question him, he was gone. His apartment was empty except for a packed suitcase and a deleted call log. His last phone signal pinged from a train station outside Beijing, then disappeared entirely. Was he silenced, bribed, or terrified into running? Nobody knows. But without him, the key witness to those missing 47 seconds vanished into thin air. For those who later examined the room, the details didn't add up. The balcony railing was solid, reinforced steel. There were no fingerprints on the outer edge, none from Yu Menglong, none from anyone else. The floor beside it, however, had drag marks, faint streaks of shoe soles leading toward the railing, not away from it. Investigators photographed them, but those images were mysteriously corrupted in digital storage. The physical negatives? Missing. When the maintenance team replaced the railing days later, they claimed it was standard procedure. But replacing evidence before the investigation concluded violated multiple procedural laws. Yu Menglong's phone was found cracked on the floor near the balcony. At first glance, it seemed like it had fallen with him. But technicians noticed something. The phone's screen had been unlocked after the recorded time of his fall. How could that happen unless someone else had access to it? Inside the phone logs, one unsent text message remained. "If I don't make it, tell them it wasn't an accident." The timestamp read 12:28 a.m., 2 minutes before the blackout. Days after the tragedy, a 10-second voice clip leaked online. The background noise matched the echo of Yu Menglong's hallway marble tiles, faint elevator hum. In the clip, his voice trembled. "I can hear them outside. They said I shouldn't have taken it." Fans speculated that it referred to a confidential hard drive he'd mentioned to close friends, evidence tied to a controversial film project involving high-profile investors. When the file went viral, it vanished from every platform within 24 hours. Users who tried to re-upload it reported being shadowbanned or suspended. A taxi driver later confessed he'd parked near the building that night, waiting for a client. At 12:40 a.m., two men in black coats rushed out, one carrying a duffel bag. They got into a black van with no plates and sped away. The driver remembered one thing vividly: the smell of alcohol and something metallic, like iron or blood. His statement was never submitted into court. He told a friend later, "They said if I keep talking, my license disappears. So I stopped." Behind the apartment stood a private parking area used by residents. A CCTV camera from that zone faced directly toward Yu Menglong's balcony. Oddly, investigators never referenced that footage. An independent tech analyst later traced backup files from the camera's cloud storage. The feed between 12:30 and 12:50 a.m. had been manually deleted by an admin account. The deletion timestamp: 1:03 a.m., exactly 10 minutes after police arrived. Someone was cleaning the digital trail in real time. In the early morning after his death, a preliminary autopsy report quietly circulated within the medical department. It mentioned defensive abrasions on the wrists, consistent with someone being restrained. By the time the official report reached the public, those details were gone. Two versions. Two stories. One erased truth. Maintenance workers later testified off-record that a team of inspectors entered the building around 3 a.m., long before forensic specialists arrived. They carried industrial cleaners and bags labeled hazard waste. When asked who authorized them, no one could answer. By sunrise, every trace of the scuffle Aunt Lynn heard was gone. Within days, thousands of fans turned into investigators. They overlaid leaked photos, recreated digital maps, and identified inconsistencies in the police's time report. Their findings were astonishing. The gap between Menglong's last appearance and the discovery of his body was 7 minutes shorter than officially declared. 7 minutes unaccounted for, time enough for manipulation, staging, or disappearance. Their threads kept vanishing from social media, but backups continued to spread through encrypted chats and private groups. Each deletion only strengthened their determination. After the tragedy, multiple insiders from the production company resigned abruptly. One anonymous post claimed he knew about the offshore payments. He confronted them. They panicked. The post was deleted within minutes. But screenshots live forever. Even stranger, within weeks of his death, the company's stock plummeted by billions, the same number tied to a rumored financial scandal Menglong was allegedly about to expose. People who pass the building late at night say they sometimes hear faint tapping sounds from the 18th floor balcony, rhythmic, almost like footsteps pacing. Security guards dismiss it as wind. But for those who followed his story, it feels like something or someone still trying to be heard. Whether it's memory, myth, or message, the sound has become symbolic, Yu Menglong's voice refusing to vanish. Because the pattern is too precise, too rehearsed to ignore. A man who feared for his safety, a timeline edited, witnesses silenced, and evidence scrubbed, all sealed behind a convenient headline of accidental fall. These aren't conspiracy whispers, they're fractures in a story that refuses to stay sealed. Each unanswered question is a heartbeat of truth buried under noise. And until someone digs deeper, Yu Menglong's final moments will remain suspended between truth and silence, a haunting that refuses to fade. Now it's your turn. Do you believe Yu Menglong's death was truly an accident? Or do these details prove he was silenced for something far bigger? Drop your thoughts in the comments, tell me which clue hit you the hardest. Was it the missing guard, the sedated wine, or the chilling voice note he left behind? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want the next chapter of this investigation, where we reveal who might have been in that hallway during the blackout. Your engagement keeps stories like this alive. Your voice keeps the truth from fading. So hit that bell icon, because the next revelation may finally expose what really happened on that balcony the night Yu Menglong's truth fell, but refused to die.